Do you want your spit cover on your mic?
Nah, it falls off all the time.
Oh.
We're recording now. I mean,
Cool.
we're live. We're streaming. We're on with the Twitch. So
We're gonna be doing
Get
Castlevaina
get hype.
again. So what our cycle is pretty much at this point: Mega Man, Castlevania, something else, Metal Slug, Castlevania, Metal Slug, Castlevania.
Yeah, and we're gonna play Metal Slug 6 at some point. So
Yeah? So what do we have the necessary hardware to play that game at this point?
At this particular time, we don't, but
Okay.
we will. We will.
Alright.
One way or another, we're gonna have the real. We might end up actually. Don't quote me on this. Anybody in the entire world, but we might actually be playing Metal Slug 6 on actual real arcade hardware if the circumstances work out the way that I think they might.
That would be
It all
as
hinges.
fun. That would be at least as fun as playing it emulated.
Well, right, yeah, and so here's the thing. It all hinges on whether or not I acquire a Sega Naomi arcade machine or arcade motherboard.
Will you be able to use your
short period of
current
time.
sticks with that board?
Yes, the electronics project I've been working on that I've been having trouble with and finally got working properly is to make these arcade sticks work on actual arcade boards.
Okay.
So once now that is working now. I've got it working. As of yesterday, it works properly. So yeah.
Cool.
So it all now just depends on whether or not I acquire a Sega Naomi motherboard, which I want one.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of cool games on there.
Okay.
But you know.
So Neo Geo just kind of went by the wayside, and then they decided to release one more Metal Slug game.
Well, SNK after Neo Geo. Well, you know, we talked about SNK last time.
Yeah.
They had all kinds of like financial and legal problems in the 2000s, and kind of weren't even the same company for a while there.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Neo Geo, when they finally decided they were done, kind of developing for that piece of hardware, they didn't really have the money or resources to to design a new piece of hardware.
Right.
So they just turned to Sega, and we're like, well, not Sega, technically Sammy, but Sammy, Atomis Wave, and Sega Naomi are the same hardware, just a different branding. But they turned to Sammy, and we're like, hey, Sammy, we need you to use your arcade machines for our games.
I see. Okay, so Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Anybody who hasn't played this game, definitely my favorite Castlevania game.
Okay.
One of my top probably 5 games of all time.
Okay.
I absolutely love this game. So the intro card there that you may have seen that said Final Stage Bloodlines, that's absolutely incorrect. This is the final stage of Rondo of Blood.
Okay.
They actually put the wrong thing, wrong title for this.
Well, you know,
stage.
that makes a lot of sense now. Now the wrongness of it makes a lot more sense now that I know that such a thing as Castlevania Bloodlines exists.
Right.
Because
There
that's
is
a
game.
totally different thing.
It's a completely different game with a different character set in a completely different time period.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's pretty great. Good job, Konami.
Okay, this is the first time I thought about this, though. When was Rondo of Blood set? Was that the one that was set in the early 1900s? Or was it Bloodlines?
Bloodlines is the one.
It was
because
Bloodlines.
it's got what's his face from Texas in there.
Right. Okay,
Right.
You're right. Okay, so this is 1792. This is when Bloodlines Rondo of Blood happened.
Right.
And then Bloodlines happens 200 years later.
Right.
Well, 110 years later.
Yeah.
And so that's where we are. So off the bat, we have inconsistency in the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where you get your only taste of Richter in the main game.
You know, I have to say these backgrounds are pretty flashy.
They are. That's the only difference between this and Rondo of Blood.
And they appear to have pretty much the same exact sprites.
Exactly the same sprites.
But those flashy 3D backgrounds and stuff are pretty cray.
There are some things that you can do in this game that you can't do in Rondo of Blood, which is, this cool little dashy thing.
Uh-huh.
And you can flip your whip about like this.
Right.
Which you can't do in that. But other than that, it's basically exactly the same as Rondo of Blood. Here's a bunch of items that do you no good at all.
Cool.
Because you can't use them as Richter.
Nice.
And they don't carry over to when you play as Alucard. So
they literally have
no
reason
purpose
to exist
at all.
Nice. Good to know. Yeah, this definitely seems like well, you know what I think it comes down to is that they had all the sprites, right, already made, right, ready made, and honestly, like when you get to the turbo graphics,
yeah,
I mean those games are already like 240p resolution, right, and so is the PlayStation. The PlayStation's not any higher resolution, so the sprites really
couldn't have been any better.
Can't really get any better.
Right.
The most they can do is have more color depth in the color palette, which is how you get much more lush backgrounds and stuff.
Right.
And then of course the PlayStation 3D capabilities made all those 3D enhanced backgrounds possible. When it comes to like character sprites, they really are not going to get much more.
They could have given the sprites faces though. That is one thing that's always been a little unsettling about this game to me. They don't have faces.
Well, Jeremy, I mean, they've only got a few pixels to work with there on the face area. I mean, like, what do you want them to do?
Yeah,
there's not a lot of.
Dracula has a face because his sprite is quite a bit bigger than the rest. But
yeah, I mean, they did what they could with the amount of pixels they had to work with.
Right.
Which Richter probably could have had more. They probably could have done a little bit more. I don't know.
Alucard doesn't have a face.
Oh, he doesn't?
He does not have a face.
Okay. Well, I mean, they only got so many pixels, Jeremy.
Yeah.
They only got so many pixels.
But this is beautiful, though. I like the artwork in this game compared to previous games.
Well, you know what's interesting about like this, like a scene like this that we're looking at right now? This is probably a video rather than actual like in-game like sprite art or anything like that.
Right.
So you notice that the text is much finer and like the pixels are much smaller on the background stuff. That's because most of the time in PlayStation games, the game ran in 240p.
Yeah.
But the video portions, any kind of cutscenes or like pre-rendered stuff, ran in 480i. Okay. So there was more resolution there. So now we're looking at this finer resolution stuff, but then whenever you get back into the game, everything is lower resolution again because that's how the PlayStation oftentimes worked. The game isn't half the resolution of any videos you're looking at.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
and that's they could do that because of the CD-based games as opposed to cartridge-based games. Yeah.
Right. There are some PlayStation games where the game itself is in 480i.
Yeah.
But there are a lot fewer of them, and that requires a lot more
disk space
power, basically, to render on screen.
I guess.
Because mostly like 3D games and stuff, because I don't know, the sprites don't really work super great in 480i because interlacing is weird.
So we just played Rondo of Blood. You remember the intro to that game?
Yeah.
Fighting death on the chariot with trees racing past you. This is definitely a callback to that.
Except for that you're not riding on a chariot.
Right. You're just
running real fast.
Walking. You're just walking around. Because that's how Alucard rolls. Until you get into the castle and then you walk at normal human speed.
Right.
So I won't be doing the glitch because that's a New Game Plus option only. Has to do with the way that the luck mode works, and I don't know all the details, but I know that when you play in luck mode, you play with fewer HP, and the knockback from enemies has to do with your max HP somehow. And when you play in luck mode, you have a much higher chance of somebody, one of the enemies dropping something rare. But you have a much smaller or much lower defense and much smaller amount of HP.
Okay.
So when you take off all your armor and your status upgrades, and you touch one of these wolves, it knocks you back basically infinitely. You go sailing through this door, through the next door, and that's what skips the cutscene. And then you actually hit the wall on the other side. And you can do it from any point in that room. You'll still fly as far, taking damage from any point in that room.
You know, the question I have is why did they program the game in such a way where that even could be the case? Like,
I don't know. I mean, clearly that wasn't by design. They didn't say, "Hey, if you figure this out, you can skip death."
No, but it's like how is it even possible for you to have a status where that kind of knockback would even be possible? Like, what would even be the point of allowing that to happen?
I don't know. It makes no sense at all. But it's cool that it exists. And
Yeah,
it's
sure.
fun for,
I mean, that's great that it's a
runs.
thing, but it's like it's weird. Have you heard of this game called Hollow Knight?
I've heard of it.
It's a new Castlevania-esque game.
Okay.
That's out, kind of a Metroidvania genre.
Yeah.
That's real big and popular right now.
I'd be into it. I love all
that is apparently like stellar. I have heard nothing but incredible things about it.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I don't care about these Metroids or these Vanias.
Metroidvania is my game style of choice, bro.
You might want to check out Hollow Knight though. I've watched some gameplay of it. It looks really fun. I mean, it looks cool. Like in this vein of game.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like a cool entry.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
You play as like
just 2D side-scrolling action?
Yeah, and it has a really cool art style. You play as a little bug, like a little beetle, it's like a little stylized, you're like a little stylish, kind of chibi-ish looking humanoid beetle creature. Okay. And everything's kind of like, it's really kind of gothic looking, like everything's kind of dead looking, like. You're a beetle. You got little horns and stuff on your head, like little beetle, like pinchers or whatever. But but it looks more like a helmet really than a head, you know.
Right.
It's not anatomically correct.
Okay.
But everything looks skeletal, and it just looks cool. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna pull up a little picture here.
I'm trying to remember the command for the soul steal or the spirit summon. That's fine. I don't need the Basilard that bad.
There you go. There's a picture of Hollow Knight.
Okay. I think I've seen things on that. Hey, Jordy.
I have pizza.
What's up?
You're like running around.
You have pizza? We have tacos. You want some tacos?
Why do you have pizza?
Because I wanted pizza.
You wanted pizza?
Craving.
What? From where?
Pizza Hut.
Oh, yeah? Not American Pie?
Nope. No, I went to the Museum of Discovery.
You're still in your scrubs? Like.
Yeah, I didn't come home after work. I went with Candace to the Museum of Discovery.
Yeah.
I see. Did you discover anything while you were there?
Yeah, we played with bubbles for like 30 minutes.
Okay.
Bubbles.
And what did?
It's called Science After Dark.
Did you learn anything while you were there? Playing with bubbles.
It sounds
how
like
to
an
make a
educational
square
experience.
bubble. I made a square bubble.
A square bubble?
Yeah.
That
That's
like
not
floats
real.
around as a square?
No, it didn't float around.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's not
it was
real.
inside like a cube of like I forget what it was made of.
Oh, well,
Oh, so it wasn't a square
so
bubble
that's
at
not
all.
a square bubble.
It was just a cube.
Cool, though.
So are you gonna eat all that pizza?
I said y'all could have some.
So you're gonna eat all? Okay. I will have a slice. Caleb, play some Soten.
Okay, I don't know where I'm even trying to go.
You
What
just go
what
up,
do I
just go
do?
up.
Oh, I failed. I failed. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at video games. I just don't even know how to play them.
This is pretty good. I forgot about Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
They're a good place.
They're a thing, I
I
guess.
mostly eat Domino's. And when I say mostly eat Domino's, I don't mean like for pizza, I mean like for all meals. Because there's always free pizza.
Jeremy, I got Resist Thunder.
That's true.
Yeah, awesome. You won't ever use it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just telling you. It's what I got.
Oh, this is so much better.
Is it?
I'm so bad
Than
at video
Domino's? Yeah.
games.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, Domino's is not very good.
I don't hate on Domino's as hard as Caleb does, but this is better.
Well, Domino's once had a campaign where they were like, "Hey guys, you know how we make really bad pizza? Well, we're gonna start making good pizza for a change." And I was like, "Okay, that's interesting from a marketing perspective." And then they were like, 2 years later, they were like, "Hey guys, you know how we still make bad pizza? Well, we're gonna make good pizza for a change."
Yeah.
And we mean it this time. And then that was the last time they had one of those campaigns.
Yep.
But I always thought it was funny because it was like, but didn't you guys just like change your recipe only a couple of years ago in a promise to make better pizza?
Yep.
And they were like, whoa, 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 we're not Papa John's. We don't have better ingredients, better pizza. And I said, oh, okay.
Yeah. Domino's,
Oh, shit.
they try, man. They really try.
Do they try?
I don't
Do
know.
they
Probably
try?
Not. Probably not so much.
You know who tries? Little Caesars tries to
They
put
do.
as much cheese as they possibly can on a piece of pizza. And sometimes they put as much sauce as they possibly can also. And that might be a bit much. I don't know if I'm going to the right place, Jeremy. Am I in the right place?
It's a boss.
Just start
Oh.
screaming.
I'm definitely going to get killed,
Yeah.
by the way.
We did.
'Cause I just got
Jeremy.
an email.
I'm real bad at this game. You need to know.
Oh, yeah. Go fight him.
what's-
It's cool.
How do you
Just
do
axe away. Just
you
axe
have
away.
any special? Oh,
There
there
it
we
is.
go. Okay,
Up and
cool.
up and shoot.
Up and shoot, bros.
Up and
well,
shoot, bros. You got
see,
it.
I've only ever played the Rondo of Blood variety of Castlevaina, where there's only two
you're in
buttons
for a
available.
treat. This is way easier. This game is way easier overall.
Oh, I'm out of hearts. Shit.
Okay, well just hack and slash. You got him, man.
Do I?
Yeah, you got him.
I don't feel like I got him.
I mean, you gotta dodge some attacks once in a while.
Well, I'm trying to, but then they hit. What am I supposed to do whenever I'm...
Check out that movement, man. You can change direction in midair.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that, Jeremy. It doesn't help. Like, what am I supposed to do with that attack?
Jump over it.
For like a mile?
Okay, you might want to pause now.
And do what?
Here, let me see. Let me see if I can finish this.
I told you I was bad. You haven't saved, have you?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Oh, nope. That's it.
Well, guys,
It's been fun.
You see,
See you
you
next
shouldn't
week.
have. You shouldn't have let me play, Jeremy. That was your mistake. Your first mistake was letting me play Castlevania
Well, I thought-
because I'm not good at it.
I thought like your just overall instincts as a gamer would kick in.
Well, they were, but I'm not good at games, so
You're good at some games, not 2D side scrollers.
no. Ooh, no. I've never been good at 2D side scrollers. Mega Man, impossible. Can't even beat it. Can't beat any of them.
I think I did save actually.
Mega
I
Mans.
did save. We're not too far off.
When you want pizza.
Paul, you know you're shaking the camera when you do that. Yeah, he
Jordan,
doesn't care.
Caleb, and I just ate 6 tacos apiece,
Yeah, I'll have some pizza though.
and there are still 8 tacos left
Why'd you get so many tacos?
because they're 59 cents a piece. We got 20,
Wow.
but pizza sounds good, you know. So,
It does sound good.
and when I say pizza sounds good, earlier today I told Caleb that I have basically lived on pizza for the past couple of weeks, so I don't want any pizza. So that's why we opted for tacos. But when you brought Pizza Hut in, I mean that's not Domino's.
This is Pizza Hut.
Yeah, it's not American Pie either. But American Pie is so expensive.
It's what?
Expensive.
Yeah.
American Pie,
Oh yeah, it is.
but it's good.
It is good. Oh, that's one of my favorite Domino's.
Jordan, Caleb, be fair.
I haven't
When's
had
the last
pizza.
time you had Domino's?
It's been a while, but
I mean, they've changed the recipe, Caleb. They're good pizza now.
I've had it since they changed it last.
You have had it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Jordan brought some home
Yeah.
I brought home garlic bread twist. Okay.
when you worked at the Mom Mill
the last
Domino's.
time. Is that the last time you had it?
Yeah.
I tell you, I'm living a very unhealthy lifestyle right now because my options are pay for food or get free pizza.
Yeah.
So lately, I've just been eating free pizza. That's been.
Well, Jeremy, I mean, it's tough whenever you work at a security company and a pizza place,
Yeah.
which means your only 2 options for food are security systems and pizza.
Right. No other options. Yeah.
That's a good point, Caleb.
I'm just saying, like, you know, you work at a restaurant, you're gonna eat the food there if it's free.
Hmm.
And usually there's people will call in orders and never come pick them up. So there's just pizza sitting around everywhere, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, you know, I'm leaving with my $20 in cash, you know, after having a bad tip night or whatever. I'm like, well, can I take this pizza at least? And they're like, sure. So then you take home a pizza, and you eat that for the next 2 days.
And you know, that's really the genius of the hot and ready pizza model for Little Caesars. People can call in pizza at Little Caesars. If they don't come and pick it up,
Then
they're just going to sell it to somebody else.
right. True.
Whereas that's not going to happen at a
It's not
normal
happening
pizza
with
place.
Domino's, no, because people order like a chicken bacon ranch with extra black olives
Mhm.
pizza, and nobody's ever gonna come order that.
Nope. Well, and even if they did, I mean, you have standards, at least some
Right.
level of standards you have to apply where you're like, I'm not going to take this old pizza that's been sitting in the warmer and give it to somebody,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Whereas at Little Caesars,
Little
their
Caesars, they
business
built a
is
business
putting
model
old
on-
pizzas into a warmer and giving it to whoever comes in for it. So, like, to them, it's no big deal. And you really can't customize a Little Caesars pizza that much.
Right.
You can. I mean, Little Caesars will make a
Do
pizza
they
to,
have
to
all
your
the
order.
toppings, or is it just like pepperoni, sausage?
Well, they
cheese?
have as much as a Supreme Pizza's worth of toppings.
Okay.
But, you know, I mean, yeah, you can make an order. If you don't ever come pick it up, they can sell it to somebody.
Right.
It's completely acceptable within their business model.
I usually have a superior weapon at this point,
Mhm.
which is why I'm sucking it up so bad. But I didn't take the time or effort to get it, because it does take a little time.
I see.
I figured I'd just power through.
Right. Well, did it take more time since you handed me the controller and I lost?
What do you mean?
Did it take more time? Did it end up taking the
Oh, yeah.
equivalent amount?
Well, yes.
Right. Well, hey, I was gonna lose either way if I had gotten a hold of the controller. So,
Yeah.
I've played this game several times, Jeremy, and I always quit whenever I die at that boss.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna play this game.
This game is so good.
Yeah, but Jeremy, I'm so bad at side scrollers.
That's all I ever play, so.
Never been good at side scrollers. I mean, I can like Mario, of course. Mario, that's fine. Those games are easy though.
They're not that easy. Go play Lost Levels, bro.
Jeremy, Lost Levels doesn't count. They never released that in America.
Oh, right.
You know, because it's too hard for Americans like me. I'm just saying, Mario's easy. I mean, I beat those games anytime. Not a big deal. But these games are hard.
Here's the Basilard. You can get it early, but I didn't. So, this is what
What's
it
the
does.
Basilard? It looks like a little knife.
So this is the short sword,
Uh-huh.
and here's the Basilard.
Oh, yeah, you get a lot of hits in. I
Yeah.
see. What does more damage?
The short sword does like 1 more damage.
Okay.
But you can hit 3
Right.
or 4 times per short sword swing.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Hey Jordan, that pizza was really good. Can I have a second slice?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Jordan has already eaten her 1 slice, so.
Oh, are you done with the pizza?
I ate 3. What are you talking about?
I think I'll have a second slice. Why don't you just eat it though? I know you don't want it, but why don't you just eat it?
They don't really do anything for me.
How can a person not like tacos?
I don't know. See, that's weird.
Kinda.
They're just meat and chip and cheese.
Did you clean the stovetop?
I did clean the stovetop.
Why? What possessed you?
Well, it had a lot of grease on it, and I changed the light out on that on the overhead, the vent dealy. And then whenever I turned the light on, I saw just how dirty the stove was. So I was like, "Well, this cannot stand. I will clean this."
This cannot continue. Is that
Okay.
what you said?
Yeah.
Here's,
Occasionally, Jordan, I see something dirty, and I'm like, "Well, I got to do something about this." It's just not very often.
so here's 2 axe knights, Caleb.
Mhm.
Give you a good idea. Let me. By the way, these are the guys that own us in Rondo of Blood.
Right. But we know how to kill them, though.
Yeah. Well, come on, back off, bro. I'm trying to. I was gonna give you a visual comparison between the short sword and the Basilard, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Why are you getting
10,
hit, though?
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, there's 16 hits on the axe knight,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get murdered in the process. And get up here to this guy. Damn it! All right. So there it is. The Basilard actually apparently is stronger because no, it's not. Square is my short sword, and that's 11.
Mhm.
Circle is the Basilard, that's 10. But I definitely hit that guy way more with the short sword than with the Basilard.
You did. Maybe you were missing a lot.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe the Basilard, maybe the short sword doesn't have as much range as it appears.
Right?
Maybe its hitbox is smaller. I don't know than it looks. It looks like it would have quite a bit of range, but you know.
Yeah, that definitely was a lot fewer hits. There's the short sword. Okay, it's the same number of hits. I don't know what I was doing. Did I hit him like 15 times? It looked like it was...
I mean, you certainly counted
damaging
15
him.
hits, but I don't know if they actually hit. Maybe you whiffed them like over and over and
maybe.
over again.
Okay, so the same number of hits, but still way faster.
But you do it faster, yeah, because you hit those hits out faster. It makes perfect sense. Marble gallery. I don't see any marbles.
It's a display of marbles.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, you can hit him so fast. You can get those hits in so fast that he doesn't actually even
Have time to throw
have
an
time
axe. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Oh, I found it. I found my wire strippers. I've been looking for these for a couple
In your
days.
chair?
Yeah, we were in the chair. You know, I had actually given up on finding them. I was like, well, I guess I left them at a job or something, so I bought a couple more pairs. So now I have 3 sets of wire strippers.
Nice.
Because I was like, when I went to buy a replacement, I was like, you know what? I should just buy a couple.
And you have a pair of super shears, which
I do.
also could be wire strippers.
That's true.
You carry those in your bag?
Yeah.
You never know when those are going to come in handy.
They do. A lot. Oh, and you know, my multi-tool, though, is what I use to strip wire whenever I don't have my wire stripper
Oh, yeah?
with me. Because my multi-tool has a little cutter blade on it that is perfect for cutting and stripping.
Okay.
Really, honestly, I could probably do the entire job with just my multi-tool.
Yeah?
Because it has a nice little flat head that can be used for doing the screw terminals and stuff and
Yeah.
and everything. I could probably carry no tools in my tool bag.
Hey, I did a job without a drill once.
Yeah?
I used a ratcheting Phillips head screwdriver
Uh-huh.
to put the panel up,
Well,
to hang the smoke detectors, the motion, everything. Because I left my drill at the previous customer's house.
you do what you gotta do, man.
Yep.
Wait, you left both of your drills?
No, at that time I only had one.
Oh, okay.
That was
You hadn't
several years ago.
You hadn't leveled up to the drill and driver combo lifestyle that we've
Right.
all gotten so used to. Everyone who does any kind of
Hey Jordan, what did you do with your tools after you quit Defenders? You still got them?
Trunk.
Oh, they're still in your trunk?
Yeah,
Awesome.
just in
So
case she needs them.
if you ever need a drill, you got it.
it's right there. Caleb was gonna buy them, and then he looked at them and said, "They're shit. I don't want these."
What are
Well, no. Okay, so what happened is they're Hitachi, which is great because that's what I have.
they? Yeah.
I love mine, but the ones Jordan ended up buying, the drill driver set she ended up buying, ended up being a really low end, like
Low end Hitachi.
particular model series from Hitachi. It's like their cheapest model that they have.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the specs, and like they're just not nearly as good as my drill and driver combo in terms of
okay.
like the amount of power and torque and so on and so forth. And I was like, oh, nah, I don't really want to buy these because these are worse than what I have.
Right.
But I do want a second set of drills, one to keep in the house and then one to keep out in the truck, because it's a real pain to go down into the truck and get my drills. You know,
Right.
I'd rather just have a house set and. Well, really, I'd rather have 3 sets of drills. I'd like to have a set out in the shop, a set here in the house, and a set in the truck. But, you know, that might be a little excessive. But I would prefer, if I'm going to add a new set of drills, to buy an even better version than what I have right now.
Yeah.
I want to get a hammer drill.
Do they make that in cordless, or you have to
Oh, yeah.
get a corded?
No. Hitachi has a hammer drill.
Yeah.
That you can get, yeah. Well, DeWalt does too. Actually, probably everybody does, but I'm just saying, you know, it's relevant to you because you have DeWalt drills.
Right.
But
I think DeWalt has a whole line of 20-volt battery powered stuff now, like
Oh, yeah. Probably. I mean, like Hitachi,
like
because
even
that's
like a wall camera, which I would love to have, by the way.
a what?
A camera that you can put down in a wall and see what's in the wall.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that would be actually really cool to have.
Really handy.
Yeah.
Like if you're hitting something you don't know what it is, you know, you can see pipes behind the wall. Or,
Right.
You know.
I mean, if I'm hitting something and I don't know what it is, I just drill through it. That's always been my method.
Yeah. You know, Rick, our previous territory manager before Adam,
Uh-huh.
he was on a job once, drilled up with his 6-foot drill bit straight up into the attic. Don't know when I say place. Straight up into the attic, and water started pouring down his 6-foot bit into his drill.
Mhm.
And he had hit like a major plumbing line as he was drilling up into, I guess it was 2-story house, but Yeah, he drilled straight through a water line.
Nice. That's the lesson there, is that you don't use the 6-foot drill bit for anything.
I use it.
For what? What do you ever need it for?
If you got a fire break down close to the outlet.
I've never encountered that.
Have you not?
No.
Some
fire breaks
some
are
really
like
old houses will have one at like 3 feet and then 5 feet.
I've never run into it. Usually, if there's a fire break, it tends to be about 6 inches to a foot below wherever I'm putting the panel.
Yeah.
So usually, my just 2 foot or 2.5 foot or whatever it is bit that I have will take care of the fire break, and I'm done. I never use the 6-foot drill bit for anything because it's so long that by the time you get to the end of it, it's like uncontrollable. It could go. You could try to drill down and it go through a wall out the other side. Like you can't really control what happens with it anymore.
Right. Hey, do you remember the knife? In every Castlevania game, the knife is the first thing you get.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to get rid of it as quick as possible because it sucks. And
Right.
you throw a knife. You just throw a knife.
Yeah.
Well, in this game, this is what the knife does. Oh.
It's like a machine gun.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So, and it takes 1 heart, so.
Wasn't
Yeah.
the knife like awesome in Bloodlines?
It looks awesome. It's not awesome.
It's not? I thought
No.
whenever you were playing it, you were like, whoa, this is
Well,
cool.
because I thought it looked awesome. And I was like, oh, it throws 3 knives. Well, it really doesn't do that much more than the regular knife.
Oh,
And you can't throw it rapid fire. You throw 1 at a time.
I see.
But, yeah, the knife in this game, if you're standing, like, right up next to an enemy and just... Because you can only have 3 on screen at once, but if you're standing right next to them, it's just...
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I love the knife in this game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a machine gun. What are these? Are these mannequins? They don't look like...
They're marionettes.
marionettes. Okay. Makes sense.
Haunted marionettes.
Why are there so many? Who has so many marionettes hanging around?
Well, this is the marble gallery, Kevin.
That's true.
So
I guess that
explains it.
I guess that somehow makes sense. Now that you mention it.
I'm about to get the device that allows you to see what the name of the enemy that you're killing is. I think. Oh no, it shows their damage. There's another thing later.
What
That
does the
shows-
cube of Zoe do?
It makes items materialize.
What is that?
Well,
What's
before
the-
you get that, hearts and money doesn't appear from candles. You just break a candle and it doesn't do anything.
Oh.
Yeah, it's stupid.
So it's just a base function of the game
Yes.
normally that they decided to
They
create
took
an
it. They
item
took
for.
it out of the game so that they could put it back in. Yes,
But it's like literally the first thing you get.
it's the first thing you get. Yeah,
So there's really no point
there's
at
no
all.
point at all.
Okay. Makes sense. I'm down. I'm down with it. Is there wall chicken
Oh yeah,
in this game?
for sure.
How much wall chicken are we talking here?
Well, okay, there's chicken, and you can get it in the walls, but it doesn't heal you immediately. You have to equip it, then use it.
You have to equip the chicken?
Yes.
Dang. That's pretty cool. Does it equip in one of your like hands?
Yes.
Oh really?
And then you throw it on the
So you
ground.
basically have to eat it, like,
So
right?
okay. So if you pick up some chicken, you need it immediately. So you pick it up, then you go into the menu, equip it into your hand, throw it back on the ground, and then go pick it up.
Oh, but it's okay, yeah, but that's actually cool though, because it makes it an inventory like manageable item
Right.
instead of just being like, gee, I really hope that you need this chicken right now because it's only here right now.
Right.
That's cool. A little clumsy, but cool.
Oh, it's clumsy the way it's used.
Yeah.
I think it's stupid that it's an equipable item. Like
It should just
make
be
it a
like an item in the
just
inventory
a
and you just use
usable item.
it. Right.
But let's see if I have any right now.
Well, does the game
pot
have...
roast. Okay, so here's pot roast. So here it is. I'm going to equip it into my hand. Then I'm going to throw it on the ground. Then I'm going to go eat it.
Okay, so does the game have like consumable items?
No.
No. Okay, so that's
It's
just
all-
not that's
It's
just
all
not a
inventory
function.
items. Yeah, that you
Right.
have to equip, then throw on the ground, then pick them back up to eat them.
So they just didn't make a usable, you know, like a consumable item function in this game, and so that's
no,
why.
but why make it like that? That may be the only complaint I have about this game. You're in the heat of a battle. You have 1 HP left. You go to heal yourself, and you have to throw the food on the ground so you can go pick it back up.
Oh, you know what? I think I've got an idea of why that might be. That might have been done intentionally to make the experience of using items more difficult, so that it doesn't feel like you can just pause the game, go into a menu where you're safe, and do a thing to recover life, where you have all the time
Shit.
in the world to do that. You know,
Yeah.
that might
could
have been
be.
an intentional
That could be.
move on their part.
You know, the only reason I'm going down to fight these two really hard non-boss enemies is to have a quicker loop back around later in the game.
Uh-huh.
But by then I'll be leveled up more. It's stupid. This is stupid what I'm doing right
Why are you
now.
doing this,
I've
Jeremy?
died twice doing this stupid thing that I don't even need to do.
Why are you doing it?
To fill out the map. That's why. Not for any other reason.
Okay.
I'm not doing it anymore.
Question: how long does it take you to beat this game?
What? Oh, on like a New Game Plus run where I'm just plowing through. For me, it might take an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
But doing what we're doing right now, just bullshitting and playing the game, it could take years. I don't know.
Okay. I see. Well, do you ever intend to play this game through on the stream, or are you just gonna be like, let's play some Castlevaina?
Dude, I haven't played this game in so long. I was just thinking it would be fun to play some Castlevania.
Well, that's fine. I'm just saying. Do you ever intend to actually play this game through on the stream?
Yeah, let's beat it this one time, and then play a new game plus so I can get all my good stuff, and then I'll just plow through it.
Wait, when are we beating this one time?
I don't know, just whenever.
Okay. Well, here's an idea for you, Jeremy. If you beat the game on your RetroPie,
Yeah.
on your own time, just bring your memory card over. Just bring your SD card from your RetroPie over, and we'll pop that in, and then we'll just play your game
Okay,
from your RetroPie.
that's cool.
It's like memory cards are back, Jeremy, except for that the memory card contains all of everything. It contains the games, the memory, the saves, the literally the operating system.
Yep.
Everything that matters is contained all on the one card there.
It's amazing that a card the size of a dime contains all of our childhood memories.
Uh-huh. Technology, man, it improved. It improved.
Yep. That was an effective use of a heart.
Yeah, really seemed like it.
Throw up. Okay, I'm still going the wrong way. I'm going back the same way. Let me go back, up and around. Man, I haven't played this in so long, I'm actually kind of lost.
Nice.
So, sorry.
Jordan, they brought these back. They're back on Amazon. You can buy them, yeah.
Not here anymore.
I bought 2 of them.
You need those to work on eyes, don't you?
Yeah, you really need
When
these.
people have like foreign bodies in their eyes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just be like, hold still.
This is the perfect thing for it.
Do you do that, by the way?
I have been trained to this.
Do you actually take foreign bodies out of people's eyes?
I don't.
You don't?
That's doctor work.
Oh, that's not you work?
No.
What do you do again?
Right
Wait,
now-
you're not a doctor?
No, in fact, I am not. All I do now put in paper charts into our electronic health because
Oh, that sounds
finally,
really boring.
it's not very exciting, but eventually I'll get to scribe for my doctor, but he's brand new to this whole electronic thing,
This is totally where I want to be, Caleb.
so...
Is it?
Yeah, I just forgot where I was going.
Okay. Well, Jordan,
What?
that sounds like something you could use some wire strippers for.
No, I don't think so.
You're telling me that while you're entering these records, you don't ever have a need for wire strippers?
Not yet. But... I don't know, maybe the day will come. And I'll wish I had them.
Jeremy, I think you did play this one time to like this point right here, because I remember you encountering Maria
Yeah.
and talking to her, and I was like, oh, that's Maria?
Yeah.
She's a lot less
That's
annoying
that
in this
annoying little
game.
girl from the other game.
Yeah, she's not nearly as annoying in this game. She's just kind of like a sultry woman.
That's the idea.
Yeah, that's good. That's an improvement.
And Maria at 20, and Alucard at 300
Right.
is just as creepy as Richter at 20, and Maria at 7 or whatever.
Right. Good times. Good on you, Konami.
Yep.
Nah.
Well, to be fair, Maria's in the castle to find Richter.
Right.
Because
Who's
Richter-
now in like his 40s, right? Late
no,
30s?
I think this game happened like 10 years later.
Okay.
So
So is
whatever
Maria
age-
like 17 then?
I think Richter's supposed to be 19 in the original game, so he'd be 29 now.
Okay.
And Maria, however old she was, 7 or 8, now she's like 17 or 18.
Probably 18, just to keep it legal. You know?
Right. In Japan, it's
In
16
America,
though,
to
right?
keep it legal in America. Yeah.
Yeah. In Japan, it's only 8 years later.
Right. It depends on what region you're playing.
Oh, Maria's nasty hand in that game.
Say what?
Maria, when she reaches up to shake Richter's hand, it's that like disgusting, like diseased-looking, wrinkly hand. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
You need to go back and play the game again and watch that one cutscene.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to play the game again
The-
on stream. On stream.
The FMV Microsoft Paint cutscene, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, it did have Microsoft Paint cutscenes.
Yeah.
Just like Zelda CDI.
Yes, it's the same, except way, way, way better.
Wait, which one's better, Zelda or?
Maybe not the cutscenes, but the game itself. Way
Right,
better.
but that's not the point. The point is the cutscenes are Microsoft Paint for sure. Like absolutely,
Yeah, no, the cutscenes suck.
Microsoft Paint animation.
And the voices, I don't know if was that like a fan made translation, the voices in that game, because it wasn't released in America. So why would there be English translation?
I don't know, Jeremy. No, the patch for the game is pretty small. I don't think it contains any audio.
Why would they have translated a game that wasn't released in America?
Well,
Oh, it may have been released in Europe,
oh, you know what? It might have been.
but they were very American sounding voices. They weren't British or anything else.
Well, Jeremy, maybe the original game, even in Japanese, had English in the cutscenes.
Maybe.
Because they do that sometimes.
That would be stupid for
Not
a
necessarily.
game to only be released in Japan and yet have English cutscenes.
Not necessarily though. If they were trying to set if they were trying to make the setting a certain way, like feel a certain way for the Japanese
Yeah, but there were no
viewer.
subtitles, so even at that, they wouldn't be able to understand.
Well,
What
there
was
might
going
have
on.
been subtitles in the Japanese version of it. I don't know.
Well, theoretically, that
Might have
is
been
the Japanese
subtitle
version of it,
options. I don't know, Jeremy.
Okay.
Japanese people know a lot of English. Like, there's like several thousand words in Japanese that are actually just English words.
Yeah. Here comes the most creative boss in the Castlevania series.
Is it a save?
No.
Section?
I'm saving before I go there.
Oh, I thought you were like gonna say this was a trap. Like
No.
you go in to save, but it actually is a boss.
No, that's later in the game, actually.
Oh, really? Are you serious?
I'm not even kidding. That is
Nice.
that actually is a thing.
That is a dick move.
It is a dick move, and well, it's clear when you go in the save room that that everything's not right.
Oh, okay.
Here he is. You've never seen a boss anything quite like this. So creative. There he is. Original design.
It looks like Alucard. Looks like it might be Alucard.
Yeah. It's Doppelganger.
Yeah. That's always a creative. They didn't even palette swap him.
No. He's the same.
That's a very low level of effort.
Yes.
I mean, usually you at least get a palette swap.
He does have iframes, which really sucks for the Basilard. Oh, and he also has the good equipment. He has the good sword, you know?
Too bad he's not good at the game, though.
Yeah.
Did you see him jumping and throwing knives for no reason, even though you were on the ground? Why was he doing that?
And now I get the Gladius.
And what's that all about?
That's a sword.
Ah, I see. Is it fast?
It's longer.
Is it faster than the...
It's not faster, but it's stronger. A little bit.
It's not
And
faster than the sword you had before?
Oh, no. It's not faster than the Basilard. But
Right, but is it faster? It looks like it might be a little faster than
may
the
be.
short sword.
But it's longer, so it's got a further reach.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah. I'm standing at the edge of the stairs and I hit that skeleton in the wall, so...
Nice.
Man, I wish this was Rondo of Blood, Holy Water.
Oh, yeah. That, like,
That spreads across.
Yeah.
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 It's still a badass weapon, but...
Well, does this game have one song? Just that's just arranged differently depending on where you are?
No. Maybe. I've never...
Because...
Is this the same as something else?
In
This
the
is
back...
the outer wall.
Yeah, listen. Hold on. It just did the... Yeah, listen to it. It's going do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. And you were...
It's similar to the Marble Gallery music for sure.
It's like a rearranged... It's just like a rearranged...
You know, I've never
version of the same
never
music.
noticed that, but that's true. Yeah, that is, yeah. Now I want to go listen to other songs. Wow.
It's just slowed
It
down and
is.
completely rearranged.
Caleb, I played this game probably for 600 hours and never noticed that is similar.
Yeah, they just changed the timing on it and rearranged it with more orchestral sounds, which is really cool.
It is cool, but I've never. You know that Yoshi's Story only has one song.
Is it?
Yep. And every single stage has that same music, but just rearranged.
Nice.
Okay, so here's the clock tower. I'm just trying to see if there's any similarity. Nah. It's pretty.
Yes.
Pretty huh?
It's the same. It's the same. That central. That central is in there. It's
Yeah?
just completely rearranged on the guitar.
Okay.
But it follows. It hits the same beats though. I think every song in this.
I would be really interested to actually just sit down and listen to each track from this game. Now that you brought that to my attention, because that's interesting.
Listen to it.
I can hear it. Yeah.
It's
I can
all it this. I think all the I suspect that all the music in this game is built on the same core.
That actually makes for a really good soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's really really cool to me, because that's more like an opera. When you do you know much about opera?
I know a few operas.
Basically, there's an overture or a theme that flows throughout the entire opera.
Right.
And throughout the opera, you're hearing, completely original pieces of music, and then you'll hear that theme.
Right.
Comes
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
and it just ties the whole thing together.
Yeah.
That's really cool if that's what they were doing here. And
I think
the name of the game is Symphony of the Night. So
well, maybe that particular loop there is the Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fairly certain
the music in this game is badass. And
yeah.
All right, so I'm about to go to the library here, and we'll see if the music there is any similar.
Yeah, someday I'm gonna have to do a music analysis and load it up to YouTube. Be like, Castlevania Symphony of the Night's music all happens in the same universe.
I'm thinking that this one doesn't have much similarity. It's very scholarly music. Yeah, you can afford to turn the volume up. That first half of the stream the other night, when you thought the volume was too loud, it didn't affect the video at all when you turned it down, so...
I don't like having it too high though, because there is a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
So whenever you can hear the TV too loud, then sometimes like sound effects and music have a slight delay to them, and it causes like an echoey sound.
So are you hearing that? Are you hearing that?
Not yet, but
that theme.
Not yet, but this seems to be a longer song.
Yeah.
What? What just happened?
What? I just turned into a wolf. No big deal.
Yeah, I haven't heard that sound in here yet.
Yeah. So maybe not all, but definitely a good portion of the game has similar themes. It's still cool, even if it's not throughout the entire game.
Unless I'm just missing some connection here that is in this song that I can't discern because I don't know the music well enough.
Right.
You know, and also I don't know music well enough. I'm sure that if you like read sheet music for this game, you'd probably be like, oh yeah, there's like this recurring thing happening here, you know?
Right.
But I mean, who can even read sheet music?
Right.
That's
Nobody,
that's not
nobody
real.
does that.
That's made up.
sheet music. What is that? Okay, let's see. Can this be done?
So is your power right now to turn into a wolf? Is that
What
your
do you mean?
power up right now? Your little bonus weapon?
Oh no, that's just something you can do throughout the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Odd.
A wolf, a bat, and and mist. Right now, it can only be a wolf. But later, I'll get the bat and the mist. It's because he's a vampire, and vampires can turn into mist, bats, and wolves.
Oh yeah, you know, now that you mention it. I remember the part where vampires turn into wolves.
Right. Didn't you ever watch Twilight? There was wolves all over that thing.
Yeah. Hey, is that chair that he's sitting in a chair
It
that's
is
positioned
definitely
up
a
over
pit.
in a pit?
Yes, it is. And later in the game, you can knock him up and bash his head into the ceiling. And it doesn't do anything at all.
Okay.
I don't know. It really has no purpose at all. Except for just like, haha, look what I did. It doesn't do anything for you.
Nice.
That's what I need. And maybe I'll get something else.
Oh, you said that this is the first game where money was actually useful for any purpose
Yes,
whatsoever?
You can buy stuff.
Right.
Like when you find bags of money, you're not like, fuck, that wasn't a heart. In this game, you're like, oh, I get some money.
So maybe what it is, Jeremy, is that there are areas, like maybe certain levels of the castle or something have a theme
Yeah.
that carries through. I don't know. Like
Maybe
the
so.
library, like what else is near here? Is there other places near here that?
What's near the library? The Colosseum, I think.
I mean, where we were in the outer wall and the whatever the marble museum.
Yeah.
The
Marble
museum of
Gallery.
marble. And that like upper level where we were with the guitars.
Yeah. The clock tower.
Is that all? Could that all conceivably be like a similar area of the castle?
I guess so. Yeah.
I
mean, they're all adjacent to each other, so yeah.
Right. I'm just trying to wrap my head around why the themes would be so similar throughout those
now
areas.
It's gonna tell us, see the name of the enemy that you're fighting at the
Right.
bottom of the screen.
Right.
It's always
I see.
interesting because, you know, the bestiary on a lot of video games just goes completely unnoticed. In
Right.
this game, I know the names of all these guys because I read them as I was fighting them. Oops. I think that's a really cool feature.
Yeah, that is cool.
Because you're not just calling this thing like the evil book. You're calling it, you know, the spell book or the magic tome.
Well, right. And you know, like in RPGs, it's like super easy to keep track of the things that you're fighting because, well, you know, you've got a
The
menu
names of them
system
are
and the
in the
menu
menu.
and the names are there. But like in side-scrolling games and like action RPGs and stuff, it's a lot. Usually, you're not going to keep track of the names of stuff because more than likely you're running around and killing them.
Right.
And then you're done. You know, you kill a guy and then you run away and you never think about him again.
Yep. Alright, I guess I'm headed to the clock tower now.
Ectoplasm.
And then go get that leap stone. Open up a lot of other places for me. I am literally playing this game as casual as possible right now because it's been so long since I've like started a brand new game of this and run through it that I've actually forgotten where a lot of stuff is. But we'll do a swift plod pretty soon. I'll practice it a little bit more.
Cool. Well, unfortunately, I labeled this stream as a swift plod, so
Oh, this is not a swift plod. This is a casual saunter.
Let's rename. Oh, the edit button's gone. I forgot.
Right.
Okay.
This is definitely a Symphony of the Night casual saunter.
okay, we're good. Yeah, we're officially a casual saunter now.
Okay, good. Good. Don't want to give anybody the wrong impression that we are swiftly plodding through this
Right,
game.
that doesn't seem to be the case at this point. Oh no, the information didn't update for some reason. Why are you doing this to me?
I'll never speedrun this game because the techniques needed to speedrun the game make the game not fun.
Oh yeah.
A lot of speedrun techniques take all the fun out of the game, and it becomes just a complete technical, nightmare. And I play games for fun, If it's not fun anymore, I don't want to do it.
Right. I gotcha. Yeah, it's real frustrating that button is gone.
Yeah.
That was real convenient to pop up a little menu and just be able to change your stuff.
Yori, did Caleb tell you that I canceled on you for Sunday night?
What?
I said, did Caleb tell you that I canceled on you for Sunday night?
I canceled on.
Yeah. So you guys canceled on me last week, and I was like, well, F you, assholes.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that.
Canceling on this Sunday?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I got to keep the kids and take them to school Monday morning.
Oh. Okay.
But next Sunday,
Next Sunday it's on.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and steak.
And steak. Good deal. I'm looking forward to it.
Are you gonna eat a steak this time?
Yes.
Have you ever had a steak with us, Jordan?
Not with y'all, but I have had a steak.
Have you ever had a steak, Jordan?
Yes, on Father's
Jordan, do you know
Day.
what a steak is?
I'm familiar. Ish. I know of it.
Yeah, well.
Dude, I'm totally gonna eat a steak. I'll contribute something. Probably vegetables. I always contribute vegetables.
I'll bring olives.
Woohoo! Glad I
Maybe
have.
mushrooms.
Mm.
I don't know where I'm going, Caleb.
Well, hey, if it's any consolation, neither do I.
I honestly have forgotten where to go from this point. Let me stop and think for a second. So here I'm at, in the outer wall. I beat Doppelganger. The next boss conceivably would be... the lesser demon in the library, but to get to him I have to have the leap stone. To get the leap stone I have to get through the clock tower. Nope. I gotta go to the chapel. That's where I need to go. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I got the Jewel of... Okay, I know what I'm doing. Gosh, it has been too long since I played this game. Should I go underground first or to the chapel? What do you think? Underground caverns or chapel?
Well, I don't know what either of those mean, so...
I mean, like, what visually, aesthetically, would you rather see the chapel or the underground caverns?
Well, I'll tell you what, based on my experience with Rondo of Blood, I don't like things that happen underground.
Okay,
So...
we'll go to the chapel first.
Cool.
Gosh, that took me entirely too long to remember where I was supposed to be going. I will say the underground caverns, I may not be able to get there without something I need from the chapel, but the underground caverns-ish area is where you have the fake-out save point battle.
Okay.
But I think I need to go to the chapel first anyway. So This game, look at this, just visually, aesthetically, gameplay wise, the control wise. Look at how far superior this is above any other Castlevania game you've ever seen.
Well, I gotta say, there is a lot of parallax scrolling in here, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
All the nicely parallax
Visually,
backgrounds.
I
I
mean,
mean, there's an eyeball back there. There's a little eyeball floating
no,
outside.
hey, it's one of those guys that we fight in Rondo Blood. I said that on when we streamed Rondo Blood. If you see him back there. Oh, no, he's not. Okay, no, he's not. He just looks like him, but he doesn't have a little tail.
Nope, he's just a giant floating eyeball.
Just an eyeball.
It's cool. It's just out there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just the artwork is beautiful. The sprite work is beautiful, other than the fact that Alucard doesn't have a face.
Well, I mean, there's there's an implied, face there. Like, there's something vaguely like a nose on there.
Yeah.
The problem with Alucard's sprite is that they gave his proportions are like he's the same size basically as Richter.
Yeah.
But they proportioned him differently, so his head's kind of small.
Right.
There's only like
He's
4
got a-
pixels for his
He's got
head.
a tiny head and a giant body. Yeah.
Yeah, his head has like 4 pixels available. There's not a ton you can do with
Right.
like 4 pixels worth. So I try not to fault them too much for that sort of thing.
But my point was, just gameplay wise, I don't know if who is and is not a fan of the Metroidvania concept as opposed to a linear Castlevania concept. And I know that Egoraptor loves the delay on the whip because it makes more of a challenge. But just the game feel, this game feels so much more fun, like more you have more control. It's more entertaining to me than just walking in a straight line, whipping at enemies and, marrying your jump arcs every time you jump because you're going to land in a pit or on an enemy if you just time it just slightly incorrectly. To me, that's not fair challenge. That's just kind of bad game design.
Right.
Fair challenge is a lot of shit coming at you and you can avoid it because you're good at it,
Sure. Oh, I figured it out, Jeremy. I figured out what's wrong. Twitch had put us to the beta mode of Twitch.
Yeah.
And in beta mode, they don't have those buttons. Like the features that are normally there.
Yeah.
Like editing the video live and stuff like that.
Right.
Just not there in the beta version of the newly redesigned Twitch site, which looks exactly the same as the old Twitch site, only it has less functionality.
Awesome.
So I assume that the main thing that's happening with the beta that they're doing right now is that it's probably all under the hood changes that they're making, trying to improve the performance of the site.
Right.
But visually it looks exactly the same, doesn't seem to be doing anything, and takes away features.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that maybe this beta version of Twitch is not really ready for prime time yet.
Probably not.
But now that I'm back on the old version, I've got my edit button and everything's good.
You know what I don't understand? Why companies think that they need to change stuff when it doesn't need to be changed.
Well, I mean, there probably are reasons. Like Twitch probably does have a lot of overhead with their current site design, and maybe there are some things that could be updated, to make the site run better and less resource intensive. Because the more resources it takes to run a site, the more expensive it is to run a site.
Sure.
And the other thing is Twitch was bought by Amazon a while back, but
so Amazon owns everything.
Yeah, they own Twitch, they own Whole Foods, so they own everything.
Right.
That's all the things.
They own Amazon, so that's
true.
Thing.
That is a big factor.
They own Audible. That
is a major factor.
They own Alexa.
Yeah, that's an Amazon thing. He who owns Amazon probably owns Amazon stuff.
Right.
But, but Point taken, though. The reality is that Amazon owns a lot.
Yes,
You know, this guy hits for a lot of damage.
he does, and I got him, so no harm, no foul.
Dang, you got 4 HP. You had
Yeah.
like what, 70 something when you went into that?
Yes, he hits for a 29 or so.
Nice.
But if I can struggle my way over to this save point, I'm okay. That
Do
is
you
the
have
thing
any
I
pot roast
was
on
trying
you?
to do all that time, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh crap. Here we go. Bloody zombie. I am definitely taking the safe route and just throwing holy water at these guys.
Do you have any pot roast on you?
I don't. I used it to show you an example of
Oh,
how
see,
it works.
that probably would have been better used elsewhere.
Yeah.
It's fine. You got a save on you.
By the way, this is where you get the cube of Zoe up here. That thing that makes a regular game function happen.
Uh huh.
Hey guys.
Didn't you
Why-
already
why
get
don't you
that
chill?
though? Because that's like the first thing you get.
Yeah, this is the first part of the game. Oh yeah, well, no, listen to this and
Oh.
see if there's any similarities. This is the first area of the game.
No, because this is the Rondo of Blood soundtrack.
This is Rondo of Blood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it doesn't have the. It doesn't have that theme we were
Here's the
looking for.
alchemy laboratory. I'm basically backtracking through the first part of the game here to get to where I need to go.
What was the sound that we were thinking of before? What is the marble? What is the marble?
Da, da, da. Dude.
I've already forgotten what that loop is because
Yeah,
we've been
I'm
away
trying.
from it.
I'm hearing this one and
Yeah.
and just combining it together with this one. It'll take me a second. I don't know. We'll have to do an in-depth analysis listening to the tracks individually,
Right.
and not while trying to play the game.
I mean, I know this is a casual saunter and everything, but we gotta at least play the game a little.
Right. So I'm almost to the chapel now. And then we'll be back on track to actually making progress in the game.
What's the blade that you have now? called?
The Gladius, I think.
Oh, okay.
Gladius.
Cool.
The one I got after.
That really does have a lot of reach on it.
Yeah, it's the one I got after fighting myself.
Right. In what was the most creative boss battle of all time.
Yeah, you know this game may have the best weapon selection of any game I've ever played.
Yeah.
There are like 400 weapons in this game.
Nice.
You know, staffs and rods and swords, whips, anything you can imagine, any type of weapon. Besides projectile weapons, it's all hand weapons, you know. But
Interesting.
here we go, Maria.
So, we meet again, Alakar. And soon so. As friendly as
Looks like it.
strange.
You come here often?
This castle is a creature of chaos. It may take many incarnations. So I can't trust my memories, huh? Oh well, I'll do my best.
I was also 7 at the time, but
Wait. You're a vampire, aren't you? Don't
no.
worry about it. No, I'm not the kind you're after.
Alucard. Dracula. You're the one who killed my friend.
No, what are you talking? No, that's crazy
That was-
talk.
That was a me.
I know that
That was
I was friends with I'm friends with
With Trevor.
Trevor. Yeah,
Who
Trevor. You know Trevor.
Who the
Trevor.
hell was Trevor?
Yeah, this is from like 400 years ago. You know, Trevor. How far in the past was that?
300 years
Oh.
before.
This is like 300 years ago. You know Trevor, 300 years ago.
Yep.
Surely you know him. You're like 20.
Yeah, you're friends with his great 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 grandson.
hmm
You know, you got to know this guy.
Yeah. He's a Belmont. Everybody knows the Belmonts.
Right.
Everybody knows every Belmont. Once you know one, you know them all.
Yep. They're all the same. Belmonts. House of Belmont.
That's what I've heard.
I really wish I could remember how to do the soul steal.
What?
There's different magic abilities you can do. Look up soul steal. Tell me what the inputs are for it.
Soul Steal.
Crazy old Maurice. Crazy old Maurice.
Cool, awesome.
What is it?
When facing right,
Okay.
left. Wait.
Left down, right, left.
Left. Wait, hold on. Okay, this is the most poorly written. They should really have a picture. A diagram, really. Okay, it says left, roll down from right to left, then press. Then left plus an attack button.
Got it.
Okay. What does that do? What are you?
Oh, I don't have enough magic. Hold on. It hits every enemy on screen for a certain amount of damage, multiple times, and heals you for that amount of damage.
Oh, okay.
So, like this guy, he's gonna have a bunch of projectile things coming out. So if I do it right, like this. No. Damn it. It's not an easy thing to execute. There we go. Like that.
Nice.
And
It
eventually
looks like
my,
some Street Fighter moves.
yeah, eventually my fingers will get better at it because I used to be really good at doing it on the first try.
Okay, it
And-
looks like it's left, and then a half circle from right to
It's-
left, then an attack button.
It's like this. You're standing
Left.
facing right, and you go dun, like back around this
Yeah.
way, and then back right again. So it's left, right, down, left, right.
No, see, that's not what it says on this. This says that the last input before the attack button is left.
Oh, that's not right. That's not correct. It's right as the last input.
Okay, so just so everybody knows, Castlevania Wiki is wrong.
you end up facing the same way you were facing to begin.
Right. Okay.
Um,
So basically, it's just back and then a full circle backwards,
and then forward again.
or a half circle backwards, then forward again.
Right.
Back,
After you
forward,
told
half
me-
circle
after
back.
you told me the basics
forward.
of it, I remembered it. But
Right.
had you just told me what it said there, I wouldn't have.
Right. Yeah, the easy way to have written this would not to have been to do what they did here. It would have been to say back, forward, half circle, back, forward,
Right.
attack. That's like the correct naming scheme.
Right. and instead they fucked it all up.
Right.
I'm standing for a reason.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
I see.
But here, you want to play for a minute?
Jeremy, I'm just gonna
Go
end
back.
up killing us.
Go back out of that room. Go straight. No, yeah, that way. Left. Go
How do you dash?
Oh,
Okay.
the triangle, but it's a back dash, so. Okay, then go straight up. No, not
Dang
in the
it.
door, but go straight up.
It's so
not back in the door. Go straight up, and in that door, and just keep on going till you hit a till you hit a boss.
I'm real bad at Castlevaina and all games, especially video games. I'm real bad at those. I'm gonna try to do this soul steal move. What's up?
It's just that toilet makes the worst noises. What are you doing? Trying to soul steal?
I'm trying to do the soul steal. There's some guys over there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Left,
So-
right, quarter circle back, right.
I
Or half circle back.
half
Sorry,
circle back.
circle
Okay. So left, right, half circle back, right.
back. And then square.
Left, right, half circle back, right. There we
You
go.
got it? Yeah.
Nice. Pretty cool. Pretty cool feature. Like it. This sword's pretty good, by the way.
There are several spells. Go pause it and look at the spell list. I think Hellfire might be the only other one I've unlocked so far.
Hold on. Oh, it's right there. Why don't you pause it and look at it in the menu,
You
Jeremy?
have to unlock it first, and then it's there for you to look at.
Oh, so the first you unlock it by inputting it?
By accidentally stumbling upon it.
Oh,
No, there is a place later in the game at the library. Later in the game, you can buy the spells, and then it shows
Right.
you how to do them.
yeah. This is just straight up wrong on the wiki. It's just wrong.
Yeah,
Like it says it right here in the game.
like they could have just copied it from the game.
Right. Exactly. Ridiculous. Well, that's cool. That's pretty neat. Man, you gotta love those 3D clouds.
Yeah.
Cloud background. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You know, not a huge fan of the 2.5D graphic style. I don't think it works everywhere, but I think it really works in this game because they use it so sparingly. And
Yep.
the things they do use it for, it ends up looking like it could be achieved with like really complex parallax, movements
Yeah.
with sprites.
And it looks like to me, and what I love so much about it,
What the hell?
it could be a really late generation high end SNES game.
Right. That could be mode 7 that is accomplishing that.
It could be mode 7, and to me that's just perfect because I love the SNES.
Yeah.
But
Hey, am I even supposed to be up here?
yeah, keep on going.
Freaking.
Everything's a one hit KO. You love those crows, Caleb. We love those crows.
Do we?
We do. Don't you remember them from Rondo of Blood?
They are my favorite. Shit.
The crows were the best part of Rondo and Blood. and
God dang it, Jeremy.
they are the best part of this game as well.
I leveled up though,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. I'm glad that I leveled up.
That's another thing I love about this game. Just the random RPG element. Like, why is there an RPG element? Really no reason. Just because it could.
That seems like a good enough reason. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you keep doing the same thing, so...
Well, Jeremy, you have to jump up there somehow. So okay, you know? What is the solution, Jeremy? You gotta jump up there.
Yeah, but not get hit by the crows when you do it.
But
though.
how do you do, like, the moment you jump? Like, the crow doesn't move until you jump.
You gotta get good.
Get good at what?
And
What?
Not getting hit by that crow.
You know?
Don't fall down. Just keep on. Just plow through. Don't fall down. There you go. Jump on the bell. Don't activate more crows. Or bluebirds or whatever those are.
Are bluebirds mean? They look kind of nice.
You're getting close to a save point, I think. So just push on toward the goal, man. Oh shit.
That did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Well,
When's
there
the
you go,
last time
Jeremy.
I saved? I don't remember.
That's the mistake. The mistake is always handing me the controller and saying, "Kid, just play.
Hey, it's
Just
jump
play
and
until
shoot-
you inevitably die."
It's jump and shoot bros, man. Not jump and shoot me playing a game.
Not when we're playing Castlevania. It's not Jump and Shoot Bros. That'd be like handing me the controller in a Mega Man game.
Yeah, that would be a bad idea.
That's a disaster.
All right, where did I save last? Hey, at the chapel. So we're cool. It's good.
It's time to have another taco.
Yeah, don't eat it cold. Go put it in the. I tried to eat one cold. It was not good.
I'm gonna try it.
Well, you'll be warming it up.
I don't like reheated tacos, to be honest.
I do actually. I do.
don't,
Even
because-
lettuce and all. I don't care. I like reheated tacos. I don't know why.
No, this is fine. I would rather eat this cold.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's just weird.
She like pizza.
No, it's not. Tacos, ground beef, and especially how greasy those are. The grease sets up in them.
Yep.
You get
Doesn't
that
bother me.
film on your mouth, on the top of your mouth.
Doesn't bother me one bit. Maybe I'm weird,
Yeah.
but it doesn't bother me. You know what does bother me though?
What's that?
A microwave shell. That bothers me in a big way.
Oh yeah.
Man, Taco Bueno's salsa is really good.
Yes, it is.
I think
Oh,
I'll
crap.
have another one.
You already ate that?
Yeah.
Dang.
Dude, I don't mess around whenever I have Taco Bueno. Well, these tacos are like smaller than, these are like half the size of a Taco Bell taco.
Right.
These are like little mini tacos.
Well, they are mini tacos. They have a bigger size taco. Those are the small ones.
Oh.
Those
Didn't
are called
know.
party tacos.
Nothing says party like,
Small-
Less food.
Less food.
you know, just like with candy bars, nothing says fun size like the smallest
Like the
possible
smallest
size.
possible, right?
There's nothing more fun than less than less candy.
Yes.
That's funny too because like tacos, right? Party size. Smallest possible size. Potato chips. Party size.
The biggest possible.
The biggest possible size.
Right?
You know, what used to be family size.
Yeah. I think the idea is like they're trying to call it something good, like, hey, it's party time, you know, we're gonna eat some tacos, but not too many because it's not dinner time, you know. We're gonna eat some tacos, but it's a party, not a feast.
Maybe the idea is like they're smaller tacos, so they're kind of like,
Oh
they're
yeah,
just kind of like snacks, you know.
this is an interesting part of the game here. Check this out.
Okay.
It's a confessional, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna sit here. Here comes this ghost priest. This is a sinister ghost priest, so I don't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gone. Here comes another ghost priest. Oh, he's actually gonna tape my confessional.
Okay.
That's cool.
And you confessed that you were a vampire, and he was like, "Well,
That's right.
can't help you, ma'am."
And he gives me some tea, or grape juice. He gives me
Nice.
some grape juice to take communion with. And then, so let's see. Here comes Sinister McGee again. Check this out. Well, what a bastard! Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
No, he didn't just like stick a knife through there.
Mm-mm. No, he's got like an axe and a knife and like a.
Check it out. Now, you know what? I think I'll be the priest now. Shit. And this lady too. I mean, seriously, what a bitch. So,
Well, can you ever be the priest and they're nice?
yeah. There's two outcomes for each scenario. This is the bitch too. I think once you've played it, you have to go out and back in. No, the good one is wearing a red or pink dress, I think. Shit. Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
See? And she just sits there and cries, you know. Just I'm a fucking ghost. I can't do anything. I just haunt this confessional.
And then you're like, I'm a vampire. I'm not a priest. I can't help you.
I really can't help you, lady. I'm sorry.
I would love to, but there's nothing I can do.
I saw an open seat and I sat in it. I don't know.
Whoa. This is not what I signed up for. I signed up for sitting down for a bit.
Right.
I've been running around this castle killing a bunch of stuff like all day.
Yeah.
I just wanted a seat.
Very interesting, completely pointless part of the game, but you know.
Yeah, it just adds it just adds texture, Jeremy. Just adds some texture to the game.
So you're familiar with the vampire Orlok?
No.
It's from an old movie, Orlok's Curse or something.
Okay.
Well, in this game, there's a vampire named Olrox.
Olrox
Which is a play on that. Because they couldn't, apparently.
Because copyright infringement.
Probably. You know, from Universal Studios or something.
Yeah, probably.
So, anyway, you go to Olrox's quarters, and you fight him. He's sitting at a table all smugly when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets up, but the table and chairs are still intact. So during the boss battle, you can actually just sit down.
Nice.
while he's like, you know, running around doing his thing.
Is there any consequences to sitting down?
Yeah, you can get hit while he's running around doing his thing. But it's really funny that because the table's still, or the chairs are still there, you can sit down during the boss battle. Things like that just make this game just a notch above the other Castlevania games.
Yeah.
Just little bullshit that doesn't even matter.
Well, you know, Castlevania Bloodlines had that boss where he just poured water in the stage for a while.
Right. Oh yeah, that was Bloodlines. I forgot we played that for a while. Huh?
Yeah.
Did we play that on stream or just?
No, that was the night whenever I brought your retro pie over, and we were just kind of playing.
We played it at my house. Okay.
Yeah, you were just playing whatever, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
See what was on there. Which, you know, good times. You know, there's a few games on there, so you just had to see what was on there, you know.
Right. I'm stressing a little bit, Caleb. Stressing a little bit.
Because you got 10
Yeah.
HPs.
I don't remember being this bad at this game.
Can you soul steal somebody and get some HP back?
Oh, I totally could, which is probably what old me would have done. Damn it.
Well,
I think it's about that time, Caleb.
well, it is 10:35, so that was a pretty good stream. Pretty good length of stream.
Sucky ass stream.
So,
Damn it.
Thanks for watching us play Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
I'll get good and we'll come back and do this another time.
You think you'll just play it and get a new game plus save file for us and then play
I
through
can
it
do
later?
that, or I've already got a new game plus save file on my PSN account. If you just want to download it from my PSN account.
That should be
Oh,
fine.
wait. No, the memory card won't switch over though, will it? Because it's saved to my PS3.
Yeah, that's probably an issue. You know what? I have to look into it. I
Yeah.
think there's a way you can save games from like the PS3 onto a flash drive and bring it
Yeah.
over and then put it on a different PS3.
Well, if that's a thing, then give me a flash drive sometime this week. I'll do it and bring it back over.
Yeah, I had to look into it and see if it works for I know you can do it for like actual PS3 games because I've done it before. Like whenever I got my new Slim PS3 because my old one broke,
Yeah.
I resurrected my old PS3 to save some games, get some game saves off of it.
Yeah.
Because once those PS3s die that first time,
Mm-hmm.
you can fix them,
Yeah.
but they're gonna die again.
Oh.
Like once they die that first time, it's
You better
just
get your saved.
right. It's a matter
save file
you
up.
you can fix it, and it is a temporary fix. So if you can get it back alive, get your saves off of there,
Yep.
because it's gonna die again.
So far, I've still got a Gen 1 PS3 and no problems.
And you're
but-
one of the few.
Yep.
Now, if your PS3 was one of the original made in Japan PS3s, then you probably are gonna be just fine.
I don't know what mine is.
Because
It's a big fat ass,
the original run of PS3s, like the first ones, like launch day PS3s, were all made in Japan.
Yeah.
And then, like, as soon as they got the first round of them out of there, they switched over to their Chinese factories.
Oh,
And
yeah.
all PS3s after that were made in China. But if you got, like, one of the first ones ever made, they were made in Japan, and
Yeah.
they're the best ones.
How would I know that?
You'd look on the bottom and see if it says made in Japan or made in China.
Oh, easy.
Mine is a very early. The one that died is a very early PS3, but it was not a Japanese one.
Yeah.
It was like one of the first ones whenever they switched over to China.
I'll check it out when I get home. I'd like to know.
But with yours being a 20 gig PS3, there's a really good chance that it might be one of the Japanese made ones because they did not make very many of those 20 gig PS3s. That was a launch thing, and then pretty much shortly after launch, they stopped making them.
Right.
The only reason they ever made them was to hit that $499 price point,
Yeah.
so they weren't
Memory
$200
is so
higher.
cheap though. Like why not make it 50, 60 gigs?
Well, it wasn't. No, you got to understand that move was not about costs.
Mm-hmm.
That move was not about cost. That move was about making a SKU that hit a price point that put the PS3 in a certain price bracket, but was unappealing enough that not too many people wanted to buy it.
That you would buy the more expensive one.
Right. So
I see.
basically, for marketing reasons, they wanted to hit the $499 price.
So they said it's going to launch at $499, and then they said, well, you get this better one for $599.
Right. So what they sold the most of was the better one. But for marketing reasons, they could say, it's a $499 game system. What are you
Right.
talking about? Yeah, you can get the higher tier SKU for $599, but it's $499 if you want a PS3.
Right.
Because the Xbox 360 was $399.
Mm-hmm.
So $5.99, $3.99.
Yeah.
That was a gap. That was a bit of a gap there.
$4.99 still a gap.
It is, but it's not nearly as extreme. A $200 gap is way harder to swallow than a $100 gap.
Right.
And that's why the PS3 suffered so bad at the beginning. But ultimately, when it was all said and done, the PS3 actually outsold the Xbox 360 worldwide.
I don't know
Which people...
who's winning right now, but I will tell you.
Sony is winning by so much.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous how far and away the PS4 has just ruled this generation.
We were talking about 3DO and Jaguar and these other, offshoot consoles, CDI and whatnot. And what's funny is, like, Sony wasn't any more innovative than some of those companies were. There was nothing more innovative about the PS1 at its time than the 3DO in its time. But what caused Sony to be such a success compared to these others?
The PS1 was awesome.
Sony was an electronics company just like Panasonic.
No, not just like Panasonic. Sony was so much more than just an electronics company.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, Sony was an electronic, like a consumer electronics company, but they were also, a microchip, microprocessor development company. Mm-hmm. They designed and built their own graphics processors, their own, like, Sony's engineering arm was so much stronger than any of those other companies.
Yeah.
Because those other companies built specs, built out systems based on specs, buying a processor from this place and buying a graphics card from a graphics chip from this company. Sony designed their own stuff.
Right.
In-house. Nobody else had the kind of resources to do that. And the reason Sony had those kinds of resources is because Sony is not just one of the biggest consumer electronics companies in the world, but also they were one of the biggest suppliers for components in the world, because their engineering, their whole business is built on supplying low-level components to other electronics companies and also building their own electronics products. So Sony was a total juggernaut. They were the perfect ones to get into that market, but what made them so strong is the PlayStation was revolutionary in the way that it handled development. The PlayStation 1 employed was like the first game system that readily used C as the programming language rather than assembly code, which meant that people could develop games for it without actually having to understand how the hardware worked.
Oh.
They could just program in C, which is a relatively high-level language. It doesn't require intense low-level understanding of the hardware itself. Right. Which made it so easy for so many developers who made games for PC to develop for the PlayStation.
I see.
So the main point of success for the PlayStation was just it was so much easier to develop for than anything that had ever come out before.
Right.
That everybody wanted to make games for it.
Yeah.
I mean, the PlayStation has a library of I don't even remember how many thousands of games are on the PlayStation. It's ridiculous. It might be the largest library of any game console ever.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's absurd.
So was it equally as easy to develop for the PS2, 3, and 4?
No, way harder.
So why did they make that
harder.
move?
Well,
if they had something that clearly launched them into the stratosphere, why would they change it for their subsequent consoles?
The PlayStation had 2,507 games.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a crazy number of games.
Yes, it is. I mean, you think about the Super Nintendo, right? Had 750-something games.
Yeah.
The PlayStation had 2,507
What
games.
is the PS2, just for comparison?
Let's find out. PlayStation 2. Number of games. 2,502. That doesn't make any sense. That's exactly the same number.
The exact same number.
No, 2,507 on the PlayStation 1, 2,502 on the PlayStation 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so basically
So
the same.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 2 is the best-selling game console of all time.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
It was a damn good console. I like it better than the PS1.
PlayStation 2 sold over 155 million units worldwide. It's the best-selling game
For
system.
comparison, the
ever.
Atari Jaguar sold like 125,000 units.
Nice. Let's see. The PlayStation 1. Let's see. The PlayStation 1 sold really well as well. But I don't. How many sales? It doesn't say. Weird. Oh, 102 million.
What was that?
102 million for the PlayStation 1 sold. 155 over 155
Yeah, but see,
million
here's
for
the thing with the
2.
PlayStation 1 is they had such fierce competition with the N64. People were split on what they were going to buy. No, it's true. The N64, people who wanted to be loyal to their Nintendo roots went with the N64.
No, that's a joke, Jeremy. We have a skewed perspective on the N64 because we had one, but the reality is that the N64 sold 32 million units worldwide.
I understand that. I'm not saying that they didn't get outsold by Sony. What I'm saying is that those 32 million households didn't have a PlayStation and a N64. They had just an N64 for the most part. We
had a PlayStation and an N64.
And we bought it secondhand. It doesn't count as a sale. The PlayStation?
No, I got my PlayStation brand new for Christmas, in 1998.
Your PS1?
Yes. My PlayStation 2 I bought secondhand.
Caleb, we had the N64 exclusively for years before the PS1.
No, we had the N64 exclusively for 1.5 years. No, 2 years. 2 years. And I got the PlayStation 1 for Christmas, brand new.
I didn't even know they're still making them at that point.
Yeah, because we got our N64 in 97.
Okay.
And I got my PlayStation in 99.
Oh, okay. All right. Did Mom and Dad know you could buy a PlayStation 1 secondhand at a store for half the price?
Well, I mean, at that point, the PlayStation was probably way cheap.
Yeah.
In 99. I mean, that was just 1 year before the PlayStation 2
Speaking of
came
PlayStations, I'm going to go to a pawn shop or something, get me a PS4 pretty soon.
out. Okay.
Didn't you say they were $199 at that pawn shop 6 months ago?
Yeah.
So they're probably around that or even less now. I'm gonna get secondhand.
Just we got off on a conversation that I thought I was interesting enough to keep streaming, but let's go ahead and cut the stream off. Hey, thanks for watching.
Out there in the audience, what do you think about pawn shops and buying your high-end electronic equipment there?
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. We'll see you. We'll talk to you later.
All right.